Hey, it's Gareth Flood here, and today I'm going to tell you a story about the role of the marketing manager. So if you are a marketing manager, or you aspire to be a marketing manager, or you've ever just found yourself in this situation, here's what to do. And I got this from a colleague and a person I was working with recently that went through this situation. So once earlier in my career, I started a new role as a marketing manager, and you get into a business and you get hit on all sides from every angle by all sorts of stuff. All the other different teams, the sales teams, the bosses, they all want you to do this or that. The customers calling you in different directions. So you're getting pulled in all kinds of different directions, and you very quickly find yourself doing all kinds of activities, and you're very, very busy, but you're not sure if it's the right thing. So you're not sure if you're doing the right things. And also you get complete overwhelm, where you hit the situation and you're like, I literally don't know what to do next. I don't know what to do next with my job, with this role. I'm the marketing manager. What do I do next? A million things I could do. I'm either overwhelmed or I literally hit a wall. I don't know what to do next. So if you ever hit this point, we're going to go right back to what is the role of the marketing manager, and then give you the 4 things to step back and focus on next to get you out of this. Firstly, just stop the overwhelm and thinking, what do I do next? Go right back to the beginning. What is the purpose of marketing? And I'll sketch this out to help you. So check this out. So we have a person. Who's this person with a question mark? That is the customer. And what does the customer need? Always go back to what is the customer's needs and wants, because that is the only person that matters. You're trying to fill their wants and needs. If your products or services fill their wants and needs, they will buy from you. It's that simple. And that is the role of marketing, and that is the value of marketing. So forget what everybody else is saying. Sales teams and person in accounting always has a view on marketing for some reason. Forget what everyone else is saying. Go right back to your customer needs, and then draw it out and even list it out. Say, this is actually this is what the customer needs. This is what they want. And then you have all of those listed out. So you write them all out, give your person a name if you want. Some people call it an avatar or a pen picture or a pen portrait, but just have a picture of your customer, give them a name, and say, hey, this is what X wants. So now you know what their needs are. Maybe it's 4 things. Then what you do with that. So once you know what the customer needs are, there's 4 things that you really focus on to drive value. And that's how marketing drives sales and value for the business. Okay, we'll call these the big 4. So when you get into stuck and overwhelm, always go back to the big 4. And everything else fits within the big 4. I'll explain more what that means just now. So the first thing is obviously your product and your portfolio. So your product or your service or your product associated services, this is what people buy. How does your product meet the needs of the customer above? You focus on what is the product and what is the offer of the product. How does your product or service solve the problem, give the customer what they need? Work on the product, and once you have the one product, then you might also have a portfolio of products, because customers might need a low-cost version, a medium-cost version, and some might need a high bells and whistles. They might want a premium version. So you have a portfolio, and you can start to work on the portfolio. How do you sell people in at the bottom? How do you upgrade them? How do you trade them up in the tiers? Or how do you get them going to premium as soon as possible? Or whatever your strategy is, you can have a product and portfolio strategy. But without a product or a service or something to actually sell, you don't have a business. So customer needs, first thing, work on the product. The second thing is obviously go back and work at the price. Make sure the price is bang on, as much as the customer is willing to pay or happy to pay to meet the need, benchmarked against your competitors, against the places it's sold. Get the price right. It's the second most important thing you can do. So have your be absolutely clear on your product, and then get absolutely clear on your price. Next thing after that is your place or channel. Where is the product sold? How do you get the product into the places where it needs to be for customers to find it, look at it, pick it up, buy it? Could be online, could be offline, and offline can be in lots of different places of point of sale. So figure out where do you need to sell, and there's lots of places everyone can sell these days, but only a few of them will really matter for your customer. So you want to really focus on the top 3 to 4 places that your product should be when the customer's need is triggered, and they go there and the price is okay, the product looks good, the price is okay, and it is available to buy. Place on your channel. Work out that. Once you have that underway, then the next thing to do is look at your promotions. So you do need promotions. If you're launching a product, you need to promote it. If you have an ongoing business, you need to promote it. Advertising, I would say, also fits within this. So do you have some regular advertising, creating a hum in the business and the marketplace? And then your customer needs will probably have some spikes depending on the product or service, or even buying triggers by most customers around holidays. So Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, and of course things like Black Friday. Do you put some kind of promotion together? And at what point in the year do you do extra things to really bump things up? Or maybe when the quarter ends or whatever. But you need an advertising and promotional plan, because if you don't advertise and promote, contrary to popular belief, if you build it, they will come. If you don't advertise and promote, they ain't coming. They don't know you exist. They don't know where to find you. They don't know what the price is. They're not going to buy. So you need a promotions plan for your entire year. So there we go. If we zoom out, those are the big 4. When you're stuck into overwhelm, you think, what do I do next with my marketing? Go back. What are the customer needs? Do I have the right products? How do my products fill those needs? Am I clear on the right price? Is it in the right places to sell, in the right channels? And how do I advertise and promote it to make people aware, to make all these other first 3 things work and buy? That is it, the big 4. So when you're stuck, go back, work out your big 4, have a page for each, and then put it into an integrated plan, what you're going to do during the year around product, pricing, channel strategy and promotions, and advertising and other promotions. And I will add as a bonus one other thing here to be aware of, which is you need a people plan. What are you doing around your people? And this works in a couple of ways. Firstly, your own marketing team. Who's doing what? Do you have the right people on board in your team and in your company? Secondly, there's other influencers and things like trade influencers in some of the channels I talked about earlier. So if you have a product or service that relies on other people promoting or recommending it, so if you, for example, sell a beer and you need the bar staff to say, hey, try this beer or promote it, or an oil change for your car, you want them to pick the right filter or oil for your car or whatever, things like that, you might need to promote and get in to have a program for these influencers, for them to promote your product as well in other places. Or it might be Instagram influencers, people on fashion, you know, maybe certain bloggers and fashion people promoting and knowing your brand. So you need a people strategy as well for your own team, for people who are going to influence and promote your product, and also your third-party support. So you can't do everything yourself. So what is your plan around agencies or contracting out some of the boring things that can free up some of your time, whether that could be image creation, leaflet, merchandising, material production, video editing, virtual assistants. Find people to do this, but have a plan for dealing out the work. So you need a people plan as well. Otherwise, if you are completely by yourself doing product, price, place, and promotions, you're going to start to struggle quickly. So there it is, simple sketch. When you get into overwhelm and you think, what do I do next? Dial it right back. Number 1, what's the needs of the customers? Number 2, work on my product, price, place, channel, and promotion strategy, and what people do I need to make that all come alive. And then it comes to this little diagram on the right. You see, none of these things are actually isolated. Everything works in tandem. That's why the cogs of a machine or the cogs of a business work. Okay, your product and your promotions, and you feed into your channel, prices, what you do on price changes everything else, and you need the people to make the machine run, to make the system run. So it's cogs in a machine, and those are the big four plus one with the people, five. That is how you run your business. So whenever you get stuck, go back to these. Don't get pulled in lots of different directions. Everything else that people like to dive in, like the tactics around digital marketing and what are you doing in CRM, and it all links back to these. Those are all enablers. How are they enabling these things? Having a CRM system or some kind of digital marketing campaign just on its own does nothing. It has to be driving these things, which is driving sales and therefore results. So I hope that's useful, and every time you get stuck or in overwhelm, just go back to this. If you want a custom plan to upgrade your marketing, then head over to stepstogrowth.com, watch a short video, sign up for a strategy call, and we can talk about what it's like to build that out for you.